So Paul is saying, if we, Paul the apostles and all believers who are mature, if we are being afflicted maximum mental pressure, if we are being afflicted, it is for the benefit, for your sake, for your comfort and deliverance. And then now he's going to say, if we are being comforted, it is also for your comfort. So if we go through that pressure and we pass it, it is for your comfort. And if we receive the comfort as well, if we're not going through the pressure but we are being comforted, it is also for your comfort. Let's continue. Another eite, if parakalometa. This is the present passive indicative of parakaleo. And again, this is the present tense, progressive. If we are being comforted, passive voice. Paul, the apostles, and the mature believers receive the action of the verb. Here specifically, it is Paul's team. If we are being comforted, and then there's an ellipsis, we add it once again, estin. It is, this estin, we translate it impersonally. It is huper, for the sake, for the benefit of, your parakleseos. And now here's the noun in the genitive case, for your comfort. Paul is saying if we are comforted, it is for your comfort as well, so that we can give you, so we can comfort you when you're going through this. It is for your comfort. And then which we have here, the article in the genitive case, which agrees with parakleseos, is back here, theis, again, theis, you translate a which, but it is part of a articular participle of energeo. This is from which we get the word energy, energeo, energomenes, and this is the present the present passive participle, which is middle voice, which operates, and then here look, n plus hupomoine. This is the dative of location in the sphere of hupomoine, patient endurance. So this parakleseos, this comfort, functions in the sphere of patient endurance, but we're not done yet. Of ton pateimaton, of the sufferings, auton, of his sufferings. This autos is in between the article and in its noun, so it means the same sufferings. The same sufferings that we just went over here again, the same sufferings. So what do we have? If we are comforted, if we are being comforted, it is for your comfort, which is operated in the sphere of patient endurance. The patient enduring of the same sufferings. And then here we have now a relative pronoun, genitive plural, which agrees with this sufferings, which kai, this is a sense of adjunctive also, hemes, we ourselves, paschomen, present active indicative of paschal, which we ourselves suffer. Yes, this is confusing, but let us get the translation and I'll explain it right now. So, if we are being afflicted, it is for your comfort and deliverance. If we are being comforted, it is for your comfort, which operates in the patient enduring of the same sufferings, which also we suffer. So in other words, here is the patient enduring of suffering, patema. Here you are advancing. We already mentioned that this is sozo, you will be sozo. And here all of a sudden, here's the sphere, this ambiance of patema, of suffering. If you're advancing in the divine system, in the divine power sphere, you will endure, you will encounter pathemas of Christ. And so here you are, and you're in the sphere of pathema. And here you are mandated to advance. You're mandated to apply doctrine. And this is the patient enduring. This is where you have to begin applying doctrine. And so if you're positive and you have doctrine, you're going to apply the problem-solving devices. So you have problem-solving device number 3, faith rest technique. Problem-solving device number 4, grace orientation. You depend entirely upon God's grace. You cannot do it upon your own strength, with your own strength. 5, doctrinal orientation. 6, personal sense of destiny. And you see all the sufferings in the light of eternity. So you're applying here in this environment of pathema. And it hurts. You feel it. It does hurt. And so as you're applying, that is called the patient enduring. You don't get out. Oh, you do have a choice of getting out. You're going to receive some punishment. And if you decide not to go back in line, you're going to receive some more punishment and some more punishment until God just says, all right, he just gives you what you want. But if you want to advance, you have to get back into that ambiance, that environment of pathema. And inside of it, you apply doctrine, and that is called a patient enduring. And guess what? He promises that in the midst of that patient enduring, that Parakletos operates in that. So as you're applying doctrine, you bet that God is going to give you that comfort, happiness in the midst of that. It is directly from God. It is his monopoly. He's going to be faithful in providing that happiness amidst the pressure. And this pressure could be everything that hurts you. It could be maligning. You could be accused of something wrong. You could be all the ladies here that are accusing you of this, accusing you of that, intruding on your privacy, asking you, why haven't you gotten married? Why haven't you had any children? All the men saying, look at you. You still have not made your first million, etc. The pressures that men give to other men are ridiculous. And here you are in the midst of pathema, and you remain inside of it. You decide not to get out. And in there, as you're applying doctrine, that is the patient enduring. You're applying doctrine. And you bet that God is going to come and give you that comfort. This is a promise. You decide whether to use it or not. Which operates in the patient enduring of the same sufferings which we also suffer. So Corinthians, you're not dying alone. Someone else next to you is dying as well, and that's us. Now he doesn't say it like that, but he does say, we've gone through it. And you'll go through it. You'll get over it easily. You'll have some success. You'll be fine. And so Paul's telling him, just relax, apply doctrine. And now he gives him verse 7. Guy, and let's look at the translation first. I get excited and I want to read the Greek right away. And our hope for you is firm, because we know that just as you share in our sufferings, so also you share in our comfort. Okay, what does this mean? Verse 7. Guy, so we're going to translate it as an inferential. Consequently. Why? What do you mean consequently? Because he just mentioned the principle over here, that to the extent that you suffer the sufferings of Christ, you're going to receive a full load of comfort. And when you're inside of that suffering, in the midst of patient enduring, that parakletos, that comfort is going to come in and provide you with everything necessary for you to be happy if you apply the doctrine. But yes, he already stated the law right here, and it works as a promise. As a result, he's confident. He has a confident expectation. Let's see this right now. Guy, hey, elpis, we have a confident expectation. I'm not going to mention it as hope. I'm not going to translate it as hope, because hope has been misinterpreted many times. Are you going to pass the test? Well, I hope so. I believe so. I think so. Everything, all these words of thinking and of confidence and of assurance, they have been distorted into some sort of uncertainty. Elpis. And confident expectation, the confident expectation, hemon, our confident expectation, and we have no verb. This is an ellipsis. We have to add the third person singular of Amy, estin. Our confident expectation is firm. And then huper, humon, for y'all. So our confident expectation for y'all, who is it talking about, y'all? For those who are going through the pathemata, the sufferings of Christ. Those Corinthians who recovered, they used 1 John 1:9. They got back to doctrine and they started advancing in the plan of God. There's only a small portion of them, as we're going to see later on in the next chapters. But those who are suffering, Paul has a confident expectation for them. Why? In other words, he's saying that he's not going to be like, what do you call him? Airplane mom, helicopter mom. That's, oh, no, don't overprotective for the little child and everything. Oh, watch out, he's going to fall. Oh, do not overstimulate him. We try to protect the child so much that we do the child a disservice because he's not going to be prepared for life once he grows up. And there he goes, the child who's already 13 or 15 or 20, and he still thinks like a child. He received all the attention in the world. He became arrogant, and now he goes to the world thinking that he's going to receive the same attention from other people, and as a result, he becomes bitter. And he becomes jealous. Something's wrong. I'm not receiving the same attention I received. Well, Paul here is not becoming a helicopter mom. He's saying, I have confidence. I have confident expectation because of the principle I just mentioned. If you go through the suffering, you're going to receive a full load of comfort if you apply the doctrine. That's the big if. Are you going to apply the doctrine? Or are you going to resort to your own human mechanisms, coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms? And our confidence, our confident expectation for y'all is firm. Why? Eidotes, knowing. This is the perfect active participle of eido, of oida, eidotes. Knowing, having known what? What do you know, Paul? Hoti, here's the content, that, and here we have a comparative, as, este, excuse me, este, this is the second person plural of Amy, as y'all are koinonoi, partakers, as y'all are partakers, as y'all keep on being partakers of what? Of patematon, going back to the sufferings of Christ. As you keep on being partakers of the patematon, and then here, look, in the same way, or so also, we're going to translate it, so also of the comfort. Let me translate this right now. And our confident expectation for y'all remains firm, knowing that as y'all are partakers of the sufferings, so also of the comfort. In other words, if you are a partaker of the suffering, you will be a partaker of the comfort. This is a promise right here for you. You do not go through the promise and just grimly take it in using your human mechanisms, trying to, I don't know, and there you go, trying to talk your way out of things and trying to appease everyone and trying to make them like you, etc. You apply doctrine. What matters, whose approbation matters, is the approbation of God. And are you going to apply doctrine or not? Are you going to resort to your mechanisms and going on and explain yourself? And I did this because of that, and I trying to make everyone like you and trying to justify yourself in front of everyone? You have the God, the creator of the universe, and he's promising you right here that he is going to provide comfort. Are you going to apply the doctrine or not? Are you going to apply the promise? Paul here, he's saying, I'm not going to be a helicopter mom. I'm not going to be right there trying to pamper you in every way. You're going to have to grow up. Here's the promise. You are a partaker of the suffering. That means that as a rule, you're going to be a partaker of the comfort, but you have to apply the doctrine.